So what if Apple's new AR/VR headset ends up being easier to adopt than we thought? As yes, reports have it that Apple already has a solution to make it easier to reach existing Apple users. Motorola's RAZR Plus is now showing us that specs are going to play a big deal on it. And Sony is also making a foldable, but as expected, it will not be any better than everything else we already have. I'm Jaime Rivera, and if you hear my nose deliver this video, that's because allergies have just gotten the best of me. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today are yet again non-existent, but we know that's going to change very soon. For now, let's start the video with rumors about a new Sony Foldable that could hit the market in the upcoming months. And yes, that same Sony that handles its Xperia lineup in the weirdest way might actually do something cool. Sort of. During the last year, a lot of brands joined the whole foldable trend, and according to a new report coming from South Korea, we can expect Sony to launch their first clamshell. A source claims that we'll see a next-generation high-end clamshell from the Xperia Compact series. The rumored device will reportedly come out without a cover screen, though. Yeah. It's totally weird, but that's a very Sony thing to do, to just go against what everybody else does, and common sense as well. Sadly, there's no other specs information at the moment, so we'll just have to wait and see what reports continue to surface, but it would be pretty interesting to see what Sony plans to do with this weird design idea of not having an outer screen. Moving on, let's talk about Snapdragon, because we have new information about their upgraded version of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset. And yeah, I mean that one that's already out, but is not available to everyone. When Samsung launched the Galaxy S23 series, it featured an upgraded Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 that was exclusive to the lineup, and all it really had was more clock speeds. And well, according to Digital Chat Station, Qualcomm is looking to bring its tuned chipset to other brands and end the Samsung exclusivity. The report mentions that brands from China like Oppo, Xiaomi could start using that 8 Gen 2 for their flagships. Now yeah, it's still being debated how those higher clock speeds have benefited the current 8 Gen 2, though it performs amazing on current Samsung Galaxies. It's pretty much the way the second half of the year Snapdragon chips, the Plus variants, would work in the past, with the exception of last year where we got a completely different architecture. We'll see how that goes. Now let's talk about Motorola, since we have the specifications of the Razr 40 Ultra, which, by the way, is reportedly named Razr Plus in the United States. We're a little over a week away from the official launch the company has teased, and thanks to a retail leak, we now have more information on internals and even the cameras. It will have a 6.9-inch Full HD internal OLED display, slightly larger than the panel Samsung uses on the Flip 4. It will be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, paired with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. The Razr Plus also comes with a 3800 mAh battery, which is not impressive, but not bad either, given the efficiency of that chip. Finally, the camera department is apparently bringing a 32 megapixel main sensor back with an 8 megapixel sensor that will most likely be used for the ultra-wide. Motorola has already confirmed the June 1st launch event, so stay tuned as we will be covering it. And finally, for the most interesting news today, let's talk about Apple, because we have a lot of information on its mixed reality headset that's expected to arrive during WWDC. And yeah, I thought none of this was really going to happen, but too many experts tend to disagree. According to the most recent rumors, the Reality Pro, or whatever name it's going to be called, will be announced in June, though it won't actually go on sale until later in the year, which is pretty much the way the first iPhone launched. Cupertino's headset will combine AR and VR, and according to Bloomberg, the company's plan is to enable existing iPad AR applications to be adapted to the headset. Obviously, when you already have a huge library of iPad applications, it's only signals that it's going to be easier to adopt the headset. Also, Apple is hiring new experts in generative artificial intelligence as part of its efforts to step it up when it comes to AI. The report mentions that the company is now believed to be teasing generative AI concepts that could be destined for Siri. However, it would make a lot of sense to have an AI assistant added to this Reality Pro headset. Anyways, so far it is pure speculation, so we'll have to wait for the official announcement, which could happen in June. The Reality Pro headset is expected to have a starting price of $3,000, but then the rumors of the first iPad pointed to it being, like 3 times more expensive than it ended up being. So in today's question, let us know, How much would you be willing to pay for that reality headset? Because, listen, in my case, the only way that I would be willing to pay anything over $1,000 is if it did something better than any of the current devices that we currently have. Otherwise, it would just be an expensive gimmick, but that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media, so our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to hear me be sick at least once in, I don't know what, all year? Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.